Yeah, and I'm wondering.
Time Crisis, man.
Okay.
Time Crisis and fucking like the original one, I think is such a goddamn gem of a game. When you go to an arcade, you see.
I still think Time Crisis is good, and the only reason I could never progress too far in Time Crisis was because I never had enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think once you get over that point of Time Crisis where you've beaten it a few times, you can beat the whole game at least game one on 1 credit. Like pretty easily. Yeah. Because you know when all the bullshit's coming. And to me, when I used to play, because like, you know, when you would go to an arcade, right? Because I would stay in like France for like, I don't know, 2 weeks at a time. Yeah. My parents would give me like €2 a day. Maybe if I was
How did you complete the game the first time? Which is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I've like, no matter what, I have always run out of money.
Yeah, I feel like the first time you played Time Crisis, if you only had like 2 credits, right?
Yeah.
You could maybe get past, you know, maybe up to like stage 2.
So this was like something over like years, where it was like I would always like see it in arcades, and I would always pick it up, and then maybe if I had 2 weeks, I would play it like every day for 2 weeks,
right?
Or I would like, you know, and as well, I got to the point where if you had your name on the high score, all of them. So I would go and try and take all 10 slots when I would go to like a vacation point. Because I would be there for like 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every single slot on this thing.
Yeah.
But then and so eventually what I would do is I would be like, if someone was going to play it, I would just chill out and I'd be like, oh, that's me, by the way. And then they would be like, oh, whoa! They would be like, oh, you want to play with me? And I'm like, hell yeah, give me a credit. And they'd give me a credit.
Right.
And I could just play.
You literally game the system.
No, yeah, but then it was bullshit because some people, some of the systems, when they pulled out the plug at night, like it would wipe all the high scores. That was like my worst nightmare because I would get the high score, you know, feel real good. I'd come back the next day and I'm like, where is it? Where is my high score?
My street cred gone, just like that.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
How did you prove that name was you though? That's what I want to know. People just took your word for it?
That's a good question. How did I do that?
I guess it's just the old system, right? Of just people just took your word for it, right?
I guess
the old system.
I guess the moment I put the coin in, I started fucking just destroying everyone. They'd be like, I think it's him.
It's, you know, it's the old speedrun rules, right? It's like we don't need video proof. We trust that you said that.
Because like if you're a rookie, right? They'd go like this, you know. I would just like, so I would like get I would be like, get the thing and I'd like and then like flick it off like that. Because you're in Time Crisis, right?
This guy's good.
So yeah, because the way, right, I learned, right? I'm like, wait, the normal way of shooting. So if I'm assuming most people who are watching this have seen or played a Time Crisis. If you haven't, it's the one where you put your pedal down on the thing and then you pop out to shoot. That should be enough to let you know. I mean, I assume if you've left your house, been to an arcade or anything, or been bowling, you've seen this thing. It's fucking everywhere.
Basically, it's the best arcade game you can play if you don't live in Japan or Asia.
Right. And I realized, right, after a while, I'm like, right, if you're doing the whole like holding it with 2 hands, pointing, shooting, your finger isn't fast enough. And the way that Time Crisis worked with points is that you had to, like, there would be this like a smash combo.
Right.
But when you shot a character first, there was like a split second where you could keep shooting them with bullets to get more points and combo it. So if you shot someone once, that's it. You only got like 10 points. You could unload like 8 bullets into one person. So what you'd have to do is when they would all pop up on screen, you had to get like max amount of points on each person on screen.
Right.
So I would unload the whole mag into one character. So that's how you had to be like...
A man just like discovered turbo mode.
No, yeah. So it was literally like, imagine like, you'd have to like, I literally just learned the technique of like spamming this thing like this. I would like twitch my hand. So it would like, oh shit. Like, and then I would do it for everyone on screen. And so that way no one came close to beating me in score.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I would remember the points where like, I think in Time Crisis 1 or 2, there's a point where you get a machine gun, and if you could like juggle the cover so that you could keep your combo even while going in cover. So you could like juggle it to get an absurd combo.
This man at age 10 is optimizing games.
No, so I remember this
learning how to speed run Time Crisis.
Like literally like age 13, I was doing this, and then like it was like
min-maxing Time Crisis.
Yeah, because I loved it, and then then you start playing Time Crisis 3 and 4. So 2 was nice. 2 was when they introduced like, sorry, am I going too in depth here?
No.
So Time Crisis 1, all you had was the pistol, and you could just boom, boom. Time Crisis 2, they started introducing like weird shit like machine gun, grenade, shotgun. You're like, all right, whatever, cool. Time Crisis 3 is where they start getting fucking weird with it, and they start introducing all this dumb shit. And now we're on like 7, and it's just garbage. Like it's shit game where you just get fucking shot. It's like House of the Dead now.
Well, you were playing 5 the other day, and you said 5 was all right.
It's okay, but like they introduced like I feel like they did what House of the Dead did. Like where House of the Dead was an amazing arcade game. 1 was pretty challenging. 2 was quite difficult, and they started adding a few things that were like, that's cheeky that. And 3 onwards, they just started adding shit that would just kill you. Yeah. Like unless you literally like perfect headshot and everything. Because you've played it, right?
Yeah.
And there's times where you're literally hitting everything on House of the Dead in the arcade.
It's just like, it's
and like it doesn't matter.
unfazed,
Yeah, you're just fucking dead. And it's like, this game fucking sucks dick. fuck this game. You just took my money and I don't like it. I'm a good gamer.
You're literally that kid in Persona 5. You know the kid in the arcade who teaches you the gun moves? That's literally him.
I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking, I don't think I've heard Connor talk more passionately about something like since I've been friends with him.
As Time Crisis.
Time Crisis is the best game. And I also had it on PS2, so that also helped.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
No,
that was the next stage up, right?
So I had Time Crisis 2 on the PS2, and so when I went to the arcade, I was like, it's just like the simulations. Like, I've been waiting to use that meme. It was literally like that because I was like, I already know exactly when is the optimization. I know all the levels off by heart.
Fucking Matrix, like I'm hacking in.
Well, that was the thing as well. It's like because you were broke and you didn't have credits. I would legit it was the same thing with Metal Slug. I would be like, I would just go up to the kids and I'm like, hey, I'm really fucking good at this. If you give me a credit, I'll help you get really far. And they would be like, oh, okay, sure. Because then it was a win-win. Because even though I was doing all the work, they felt like they were getting an extra 15 minutes of fun where they would have got 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Where, I guess arcade games were the original pay to win.
Yeah.
Because
gotcha
I'd never met a single person who had completed Time Crisis. Because how the fuck does any kid my age complete Time Crisis?
Yeah, I would have a fit in my head if I even got hit once in Time Crisis after a while. Because I was like, I knew where they all should have been coming.
This man's trying to no-hit Time Crisis.
Well, it was so fun because after like you said, right, you're not supposed to. The games weren't designed for you to play it this much.
Yeah.
But this is also why they started upping the difficulty of arcades because people would just sit there all day and complete games on $1 and get 30 minutes when they should have been getting 2 minutes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
God.
And so that's why they started upping, now it's like all the arcade games, like even the ones that used to be like pretty fair and used to feel good are just bullshit. Like the Mario Kart arcade game now, fuck it, that game sucks. You get one race and it's over.
It's shitty.
Like if you were doing like Daytona back in the day, if you were fucking good at that game, you kept playing because you kept getting to the checkpoints.
Yeah.
Right.
But now it's like you get one race, fuck off. That was $3.
Yeah.
It's like no, just because you got to take a picture with me and put it on the character, you think that's enough to keep me happy? No, fuck off, Mario. This is shit.
Yeah. Although to be fair, every time I see that and I'm with like 3 other people, I'm like,
they always want to play it.
Hey,
you play it, and then every time you play it, you're like, all right, that's
No, people want to play it because it's Mario Kart.
And then it plays worse than the actual Mario Kart. How do they do that? It's supposed to be better. What the fuck? I'm so passionate about arcade because arcade games suck now.
Sea-Dog VA, the fall of arcade games.
That's some good.
The rise and fall.
The rise and fall.
Actually, you know
the
what?
absolute state of arcade.
I think we spoke about it on the podcast before, but Typing of the Dead. I hope it isn't in the one that closed down because one of the game centers in Akihabara closed down.
Right.
And only one of them had Typing of the Dead.
Yeah.
Which you don't know what Typing of the Dead is, Google it. Yeah, that's good. The JoJo Battle Royale's okay.
It's okay.
It's like an Unreal Engine mod. It's kind of shit.
Yeah.
There's no real arcade games now except the mech one. We even spoke about that, have we?
Oh, the
giant mech one.
Yeah,
that was
that's
fucking amazing.
badass.
We don't know what it's called, but here it is.
So
we know what it looks like.
You get to pilot a mech. Like you literally sit in the cockpit. You have to put a seatbelt on, and there's like gas pedals, drift pedals.
Yeah.
And it's like 4D cinema, so it actually moves.
Yeah, it moves. It moves as you are flying about.
Yeah.
So you are literally as close to a mecha pilot as you can possibly be.
And it's got ranked PvP. So you literally like you all jump in the mechs with the boys, and you can PvP against other
It's
players.
literally capture the flag.
Yeah. And it's like domination from COD, I think.
Yeah.
And you literally like. It's so fun because when you smack down that thrust and drift pedal, the chair jumps back. It jumps back, and then it's like what's it like when a chain's going up on the roller coaster, like drifting. You're like, it's so good.
And like drifting in the air and just firing missiles at the same time.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm just doing that with the boys.
You're gonna like switch out the gun and like reload the other one as you're shooting it. It's
God!
Yeah.
God, we should go to an arcade after this and play it.
If you come to Japan, you got to check this
This
thing
is
out.
like everyone says rhythm games. No, this is the best arcade game I've played in Japan, bar none.
Yeah.
I believe is it Sega?
Yeah, it's Sega.
Yeah, it's. I've only seen it in a few like.
I saw it in
gaming
Round
centers,
One,
though.
and I saw it in Sega. But like, it's actually insane. I think is it $2 or $3 a play?
It's like $2.
Not enough.
Yeah, it's $2 a play, I think. But one play can last you, like
it's like 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'd happily pay like £5 if
Dude,
it was
it's so
like in
good.
the UK.
Yeah.
Because my God, you get to pilot a mecha. That's so cool.
It's
oh
so,
God.
like, I don't even know what's going on because I can't read what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
Like I love it. It's so fun.
I mean, I can read what they're saying, but I don't give a fuck. It's like, it's not important to me.